the morning, and welcome to September already. My God. First of the month, Raylene. Can you believe it?
Not really.
Damn.
That was a pretty deep breath
Well,
that you just took.
all
Was
of
it
a
the
sudden,
Pornhub music that you decided to play this
what
morning
are you saying?
on the in
I don't even know what
that,
you're talking about.
caused the deep breath?
What, this? Oh, my goodness.
Good morning, Travis Payette.
Good morning,
And
Travis.
Katie Lynn Fleury and Christopher Massey and Heather Slayton and Glenn Brummer and Stacy Holden.
Why do you
Good
get to see all the
gracious.
Why do you get to see all the people that are on and I don't?
I don't know.
That sucks.
Well, sorry about your bad luck.
What do we have for a weather forecast today? It's going to be unbelievable.
It's
isn't
going to
it?
be beautifully sunny, not as windy as yesterday, but still like 72, 74 for high.
Okay.
Yeah, so a beautiful day. Perfect day, if you ask me.
And then the real heat
I wish it would stay
comes
that
in,
way
right?
all the time.
Yeah, I know. Last night was amazing. It was like, I don't know, 45 degrees or some shit like that at my house. I loved that.
Yeah, not gonna
Loved
lie, I froze at the vigil. I was so happy that I brought a windbreaker with me, and
Really?
had a sweatshirt on. Yeah, it was windy. Of course, you're out there in the open field like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was cold.
I get it. We're going to chat with Johnny Crossley this morning. In just a little bit, he'll be over in Barrytown. But first, as promised, I want to take, and I know, Raylene, that we have so much to talk about this morning and so much to get to. But first, I want to take everyone up a little bit further north, up into the corn, to the Great Vermont Corn Maze. I think we have Mike with us. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning.
Hey, we do have you. How the hell are you, and what's going on at the Great Vermont Corn Maze? What isn't going on up there?
Sleep. Never any sleep. Just lost people, helping lost people, laughter, family time out, couple of days out. Same old story.
So the maze is open. How is the corn? I'm guessing with all this rain, it's like 15 feet tall.
Actually, yeah, no, it's all been, we lucked out. So the corn is fantastic. We opened on July 29th because August is prime peak season. The corn is thick, tall, and green for now. Now's when you want to be here. We had the rain. What the rain did is it really, we've had Florida weather, of course, so it's really encouraged the weed growth. So we've had to be out there weed whacking every day for a couple hours, trying to keep our trails nice and smooth. So really, the only bad part was, because we got those tropical downpours, we have a few washouts here and there in the trails. Normally, we're very, very picky about our trails. They're smooth like a hallway. But so we have a few rough patches. We really don't recommend strollers this year. But other than that, they're perfectly walkable. And yes, in the corners, we're touching probably 10, 12 feet in most areas.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, still, once again, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. Plan on a 3-hour hike. If that doesn't sound like fun to you, then we've got the Scenic Maze, which is a mile-long walk. So, yeah, pack a lunch and get here. Get your tickets online for 9 o'clock.
Yeah, VermontCornMaze.com. That's where you get the tickets, right, Mike?
Right.
All
Correct.
right.
And we're still voting, correct?
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so for years, we've always been in the top 10 mazes in America. USA Today does a little poll thing. And as I always say, I wish we were just based on nothing but quality and complexity and, really what makes a maze a maze. But that's not realistic. You really can't send somebody around every maze in the world. So what they do it based on votes. And so the fact that we're even in the top 10, coming from the town of North Danville, where the population is less than, 1,500, the fact that our fans from around the world have so much to say about us that they're willing to go out and vote every single day on every single device they have to put us up there. We were bouncing between number 1 and number 2 maze in all of America. But this week, it ends on the 4th of September, and they've stopped posting the leaderboard. So now we have no idea who's in the lead. We were stuck at number 2 for about a week, and we were losing to a 4-acre maze with no bridges last I knew.
What?
And again, well, it's again based on votes. So if somebody knows how to get on a computer and vote 50 times an hour, then they could win. But I don't have that technology. So
that's horseshit, man.
We're basing our winnings on these incredible mazers that have been coming for 25 years. And again, just putting us in the top 10.
How long has it been? When did you and Dana start this?
1999, so 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
dude,
I had hair.
That's just, I know you had hair. And what can you tell us, again, VermontCornMaze.com to get tickets. It's wide open. Get up there. Don't wait on this either, too. The weather's supposed to be perfect this weekend. You're open this weekend, Labor Day weekend, I'm guessing.
Correct. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So the maze opens at 9. Can you tell us what the maze is this year? I'm seeing a picture online. Raylene's been sharing it with me. Is that the maze?
If it's an octopus, no. It's become kind of a cult thing amongst our followers, and we've agreed to help them out with this. They do not want to know what the theme is. They trust that we're going to do something unique. We're going to do something unique photo op. We're going to do something unique kids book, something to go with the new theme. And our return people do not want to hear from us. They don't want to know what it is. So it's been in the paper. It's been in a few places, but we don't post it to say it. And this year we did our second kids book to go along with it. So last year we did the octopus, and we actually learned we taught ourselves how to use welding and resin, and we actually sculpted a life-size octopus as one of our photo ops. It's the North American land octopus. And so this year, the new kids book explains the entire theme. So it's really fun because you can either come, go through the corn, do the best you can, get out 2 to 3 hours, and off you go. But if you really want to get immersed in the whole theme of the whole thing, really understand, we got the book, we got the photo ops that go with the theme, explain. It's kind of a little sort of a backstory to every year. And then when you get done, if you go through our scenic maze, the scenic one is a mile-long trail that zigzags through the big maze, and that one guarantees you see all the photo ops, you get all the journey stones, you get everything that you want to get, because in the big maze is a logic puzzle that is all about solving. It's not about finding things.
Yeah.
A lot of small mazes, because they're not really challenging, they have you go find pumpkins or scarecrows. Go find something, because you could be out in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
And so people get confused when they get to ours. They're running around trying to find things. And we're like, no, you've been here an hour and a half. You're in the first quarter. Go solve the maze.
Wow. So the bottom line is there's different levels for people. And if you have kids that get in there, or anyone who gets in there and gets impatient, there's emergency exits, but there's an easy maze and a challenging maze. And you've got some real diehards up there. You call them mazers, Mike.
Oh, yeah. No, we have mazers who've been coming for 25 years, 20 years. We have third-generation mazers now.
Do you get the folks from New Jersey with the white pants and the high heels and the leather pocketbook? And
those days are coming, my friend.
Yeah.
August. So, everybody, if you watch the news or anything today, right, it's all depressing. There's crazy stupidity going on around the world. I spent August surrounded by just the most incredible people, and I'm not blowing smoke. These are just everyone's laughing. The parents helping the kids learn to read and are scenic. Nobody wants a clue. They will not take. You cannot give people a clue in August until 2 hours.
Yeah, right. Now
it's fantastic.
Listen, you know that I own a helicopter, so at some point. What are you laughing about, Raylene? I have one. You know that. If I will fly up there this weekend and go above the maze and go live on Facebook if I can get a signal from North Danville, and I will show everyone the maze from my helicopter.
Anti-helicopter. Yeah, with 25 years.
Do you shoot them down?
Well, let's just talk about it.
All right.
Let's just say we've had this meeting, and yeah, we actually had to put up no drone actually on the property, and not out of fear of seeing the picture, but you can't trust people's quality flight abilities.
Right.
And we have people who have showed up before. They're flying a drone over, a packed corn maze. I don't need somebody buzzing. So
right. So what you do is you get online and you buy a bunch of old beat up drones and you put them in a like a plexiglass case, and you show everyone what's going to happen to their drone if they go above the maze.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That and paintball guns.
I think one of the big questions is how the hell do we find the maze? Because it's not entirely easy getting up there to Wheelock Road in Danville. There are some signs, but in some respect, it's a little bit of a maze trying to find the maze.
Oh, we are in the Vermont boonies, and that's probably one of the best things we've realized over the years is the people who show up at the front ready to go in, and they say, "Wow, that's a gorgeous drive on a dirt road covered with trees, just beautiful, saw some cows." The other people show up and go, "Oh my God, you're in the middle of nowhere."
Yeah.
They shouldn't even come.
Yeah, right.
They're not going to have fun. And we're probably, I think our biggest problem, my wife and I, is we care too much. We want everyone who comes to have a great time, and we're probably the only business that takes time to explain to people why they shouldn't come. It just, it doesn't, it's no fun for anybody out there. If you're coming and you're miserable, if you're dragged along or you trick your parents or your kids to come, it's 3 hours of hiking.
Yeah, of course.
So just this last week, we had probably 3 different groups show up, and the adults were, they came for whatever, and they looked at their kids, 5 to 13, 3 different times. They said, "What do you want to do? The big one or the small one?" Of course, the kids hear big or small. The kids go, "Oh, we want big, big," and the parent goes, "All right, go big or go small. I guess we're going to do the big one." After an hour, they all go home. They haven't solved the point.
Right. Have you seen, Mike, have you seen proposals, marriage proposals, and have you seen and witnessed breakups?
We have seen, we're aware of at least, off the top of my head, probably 4 proposals. In fact, again, these wonderful people that come here, one of the mazers who is here saw it happening, took a bunch of pictures, and was able to share it with the couple who never would have had a picture of the moment. So these are just the wonderful people that are here.
Right.
The breakups, well, now that's a whole other story.
Sure.
We always say never let it be your first date. We've had a few that did it, and it worked out. But we had one guy leave after 20 minutes. He threw his GPS card at my wife, got in his car, left the property, and left his pregnant wife and kid behind.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it's not, if you go to a water park, you can do the lazy river, you can do the extreme ride, you can sit by the bar, you can sit in the hot tub. There's a variety. Here, you're hiking for 3 hours. That's the thing is you're solving
and you're
a puzzle.
Communicating
with
each other.
You're interacting.
And you like to have people out of the maze by what, 3 o'clock or so?
So during the week we have everybody out by 3:30.
Right.
Nobody comes in after noon.
Have you ever?
Weekends we have everybody out by 4:30.
All right. Have you ever had anyone pissed off saying, "No, man, I'm close. You got to give me some more time, man. I'm close. Well, I feel it. I just feel it."
Well, and that's again why we don't let everybody in the afternoon because of that reason. We have people who start over by mistake 2 hours after they began sometimes. Mm-hmm. So if we're closing at say 3:30 and you're at the beginning at 2:30, you have an entire maze to do in an hour. So because of the way we run things, we will make sure you're at a certain point 2 hours before we close. We'll make sure you're at a certain point, an hour before we close. So we'll get you to the fourth quarter, so you have at least a half hour to solve that last little bit. So we're pushing everybody forward. But even then, if we get you out right at closing, like today will be 3:30, you want to be able to sit in the flower garden for a minute. It's kind of like hiking Mount Washington. You don't want to get to the top and run to your car.
Right.
People sit up top. They bring their picnic. Oh, I did it. Sense of enjoyment. Walk back. We got 20 minutes of barnyard golf. We have goats. We have the GPS system you can check out. You just want to be able to add an extra hour to your trip of relaxation and enjoyment and just, really sit back and enjoy that achievement that you did. But if you get out at 3:30 and we close at 4,
Right.
It's going to take you have no time.
Mike, I want to ask you. I want to ask you about the Dead North Farmland of Terror, but final question about the corn maze. How is it possible, Raylene? Listen to this. This guy knows where he is inside this maze at all times. There's something chemically going on in the neurology in his brain where he, for some reason, some way, no matter where he is in the maze, he knows exactly where he is. How is that possible, Mike?
Well, all you have to do is spend 6 months designing it, 5 weeks building it, and walk 10 miles a day in it, and it comes real natural.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing, too. I had a guy one time, he showed up, didn't really understand what this was all about, and he was cutting through the corn, so I was yelling at him. We usually kick out about, a couple of people a week for being stupid. And I asked him, I said, so you're looking for your family? She was in a red shirt, right? And he looked at me like I had three heads. I know when he came in. I know what quarter he was in. I know what quarter his family was in. We're staffed. Again, a lot of the little mazes are not staffed. That you go in, you run around, you do what you want. They're more like a playground, which is, again, great. I have nothing, there's nothing wrong with those. When I go skiing, I'm happy at a rope tow. I don't need a big ski area. But the people come in and don't take this seriously just get miserable. But so I know if I'm in the first, second, third, fourth quarter, just like if you're sitting on your couch in your house and you have a party, you know who's upstairs, who's downstairs, who's in the first, bathroom, the second floor, whatever. So I don't know what trail you're standing on, but I know where to find everybody.
Jeez.
That's how we close it up at nighttime. So whether we got 50 people or a couple hundred,
yeah,
and I think we're out there laughing at people. We're not laughing at anybody.
Right.
We're carrying the enjoyment, the pressure on our shoulder to make sure that, you don't want a clue, but I know you're going back to the beginning, and
right.
I think your kid's crying, but you want a clue, but I know you're almost done, and you've been here for 3 hours. I don't really want to give you a clue because I want you to have that satisfaction, and so.
And you've heard calls for help, I'm sure, and you've overheard conversations and people arguing with each other. I can't imagine the things you overhear. Tell me about the Dead North Farmland of Terror. That is usually the first 2 weekends in October, right?
Yeah, maybe you haven't heard, but that is on hold this year. First time in 22 years.
Why?
So this has been an agonizing, 10 months coming up with this. We've had some weather damage over the years to Dead North. We really had to do some major improvements. But this being our 25th year of the corn maze, we were making some major additions. Now, normally we build most of it haunted back in May, June, July, but we were so straight out building our 25th anniversary editions that we knew we just couldn't do both. So it was extremely painful. Again, 22 years of the haunted.
Wow.
So our main goal with the Dead North is that we never put on a bad show. We never wanted to just wing it and just, put it out there. We wanted to be the best it could be. We sold out every year for the 22 years. So we decided to put it on hold so we could do that well for a reopening. But for our big maze, for the Great Vermont Corn Maze, we actually added into the corn maze a 3,000 square foot indoor blacklight maze. So,
cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we've got over 100 feet of tunnels. We've got over 100 feet of bridges. We got the tunnel in the maze. We got a big lookout building now that looks over the maze, and we added a 3,000 square foot indoor blacklight maze.
And you have your sharpshooter for airplanes and helicopters and drones and all that. Yeah, that's. Mike, we love you, buddy. At some point, we'll be up there. Lily and Sherilyn and I will be up there, and we will see you at the Great Vermont Corn Maze in North Danville. VermontCornMaze.com. Thanks for coming on with us, buddy. We love you. Thanks for having it. And give me a heads up so I know where to look for I'll clear a helicopter landing pad for you. Yes, you got it, buddy. What a great guy. He is such a nut, man. I mean,
yes, he is.
You talk about somebody who really loves what they do. That guy right there.
Yes.
I mean, he embodies everything about his property up there. And Dana's the same way. His wife. I mean, they just love it. You ever been?
Yes.
Have you?
And the kids love especially when they were younger. The kids absolutely loved to do that. That was one of their top.
I can't believe he started it in 1999. Wow, that was a long time ago. What do we have going on this morning? I know we're going to check in with Johnny Crossley here in a little bit, Barrytown Recreation Department. But last night, tell me about last night.
Oh, last night. So last night was pretty incredible. As always. I mean, it just is. You know how I feel about Dottie and everything that she does. And
well, for folks that aren't familiar with what last night was,
the overdose awareness vigil, where over 550 names were read, which is absolutely heartbreaking in itself. But we all got together. Can we turn that speaker off so I don't have to listen to myself? Thanks. We all got together at Lyman Point Park in White River, Hartford, and so many vendors there last night. And by vendors, I mean people from all over the state of Vermont and the Upper Valley, part of New Hampshire, services that are available, and Narcan, and the local fire department did a little like brush up on CPR, did a demonstration of giving CPR, and then how to give Narcan, things like that were there, and then the ceremony spoke. And as you know, and many people know, I have said for a long time that it's one thing to watch online, but it's a whole nother experience to be there in person and to just feel all of the people around you and the people that have lost loved ones that are there lighting candles for their loved ones. And I gotta try to say this without getting all worked up, upset myself, and it's not upset, it's like but for the first time ever, Craig went with me, and Craig's my son, and that meant the world that he, one, was wanting to go, willing to go. I think it was very impactful for him, and I wish that we could take everybody that was in treatment court, everybody that's in treatment, and bus them there on that day and let them experience it. And
I think that's a no-brainer. Really?
But, and then Craig totally blew me away, shocked me, and decided that he was going to get up there and speak. And I think he very much blew Dottie away too. He just all of a sudden said, I want to do it, and got in the line. And he read a poem that he had wrote a few years ago at one of his stays at Valley Vista. And he joked a little, because you kind of have to get that part. You have to get a lot of courage to stand up there and speak. And, he said one of his stays at the Vista with Dottie, that he had been there so many times he even nicknamed it. But so he recited the poem that he had written several years ago, and I was just so incredibly proud of him. And he made one of the bags, the topiaries, I guess, for Tyler Matthews, and then his friend Taylor Jacobs, and he wrote his special message, and he placed the bag with the candle on the stage, and he experienced all of that, and that meant a lot to me. And I think to him, and then just everybody that spoke last night, it just, how the courage it takes, and the messages that they give. Some people were still actively using. Some people are in recovery, have been in recovery for a while, and some have been in recovery for a long time, and they've really gotten their lives back in order, and they have jobs and homes and significant others and children, and they've crossed the path, and so it gives everyone there and everyone listening that sense of hope that there is a way out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And it was just amazing, as always. It was an amazing experience. That, yeah, I was fortunate. I'm fortunate.
Now, this is something that you have not only attended, but something that you have said that you hope that at some point, someday, you might be able to bring this to Central Vermont, or maybe even the Granite City of Barrie.
That's my hope. I really hope that next year we can make that happen. I think it would have happened this year had it not been for the flood.
Yep.
Wow. It was something that was really on the radar. It was being talked about. It was... and I think that we really could have made it happen had it not been for the flood. But so the target has to be for next year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anybody that can get something like this done, it's you. So, and I know
and a
that
whole lot of people that are truly dedicated to keeping the word out and fighting the stigma and creating an awareness of that this is happening. It's here, and how we all as a community decide how it's here. That's like my biggest message to everyone is that as a community, we have to decide how we're going to have it here. Yep. It's here. So how are we going to work with it, deal with it? How are we going to fight it all? And how we do that is together. If people in active use always feel that they're not alone, even when they fuck up. Yeah. Because they will, and they do, and sometimes, many times. If we can make that happen, a lot of things will change. If people stop hiding from it.
Yeah. It's here. And it's frankly getting...
It's no secret.
It's no secret, and it's here. It's getting worse, significantly worse. I mean, just the numbers that have just come out recently of just Chittenden County alone, Burlington, overdose deaths. I'm not saying overdoses. I'm saying overdose deaths. In Burlington are just exploding. The whole state is. And nationally, this past year was the highest overdose death in America ever recorded. 109,000 lives lost from overdose.
And that was spoke of last night.
It's, I mean, for those of us that... maybe are not affected by this or don't like to hear about it or like to turn away from it and pay attention to other things. This is something that at some point it's going to find its way directly or indirectly to you and to your family. It's going to be someone you know, and it may be someone that has a drug problem that you aren't even aware of because... It crosses into all sectors.
And it's not even, it's drugs, it's alcohol, and now the drug crisis has just become more and more frightening because of the chemicals and the alternative drugs that are being put in to the drugs that you think you're getting.
And the synthetic drugs that are being made in other countries that are finding their way
and brought
quickly finding their way to America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a huge. It's. I don't even know. I just.
Well.
And when we talk about overdose, and you talk about overdose deaths, and yes, but it's even the people that just overdose, and they overdose many times, and what they're doing to their body and their mind, and the points that they're creating, in their brain function, the literal stop points. It's almost like, they say, don't charge your cell phone until it's at 10%, or because you're going to create that stop point. And, they're causing real physical damage to themselves, not only intellectually, but physically and emotionally, and to their families. And it's
big residual.
It's it's a huge umbrella. It's not.
Listen, we're here at Aired Out, and our whole audience here, we are watching, paying attention to this, and we're going to follow your lead, Raylene. We know your show, It's No Secret, has just popped. It's usually on Tuesdays.
At
noon.
Right. We did not do
right
one
here.
This week because I was going to be live for so long last night at the vigil.
Yeah.
And but this coming week we do have I have some stuff worked out.
All right.
Trying to get everybody back on the schedule.
Yeah, I understand, and you're doing a hell of a job with that. I mean, you work tirelessly at it. You're always thinking about guests that you can have, and you do a hell of a job.
And we had a little bump in the road with my own stuff, which I have told most are very much aware of. And
here's the thing. I mean, that's called life, and that's gonna happen, and it's certainly has happened to me, where you've had to take the wheel, and it's just the way it is.
It is. And we're jumping right into, so today will be day 1 of Suicide Prevention Month.
Okay. Wow. That's
which
right,
I mean,
September.
you go right from one to another, and you're talking about very similar things:
Right.
addiction, mental health mainly, and that's what we're jumping right into that. And
Yep.
we have a lot of stuff coming up. We have the an event that matters that's coming up on the 15th, which I'll be
It's at the Barry
Elks,
Yep.
and they're still selling tickets for that. There's some walks and some motorcycle rides and different events and vigils and things like that.
Yeah.
So
There's so much happening.
We'll be tuned in and really focused on that as well. Yeah.
Johnny Crossley, who is the head of the Barrytown Recreation Department, has just been... I think I've only met him once. I think you've only met him once. But this guy is just kicking ass over there. I mean, he's doing...
He is.
He's doing so much. The ice cream socials... I think I missed every single one of them.
Last time I talked to him, he told me you were never allowed to wear the bunny costume at the egg hunt again, though.
It's not a costume. It's the real bunny, Raylene. It's not a costume.
I'm just telling you.
How many times
he
have
told me no friggin' way.
Johnny, you with us, buddy? Oh, I think we lost him. Johnny, are you there? We had him. Anyway.
You'll have to try again.
Oh, man. We'll try him again. But Johnny is, he's just, he's a super guy. And I think they had their final ice cream social just the other night. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, if I was there, there would have been a lot of kids that would have gone without ice cream. I think we know that.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been great.
Would not have been good.
Yeah.
But they've got a huge craft fair that's coming up. Johnny, you with us?
Hey, JD, how's it going?
Hey, man. Listen, we're making fun of you on the air here at Aired Out, but
No, we're making fun of JD.
You're making fun of me. Jeez, I just got checked out of the hospital. That's awfully rude.
what happened, bud?
I can't really get into huge details on it, but I had some high levels in my liver and kidney for someone who's this young.
God, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just, chills, aches.
Oh my
Kind of
God!
fun. The fun stuff. The little sprinkle this, sprinkle that.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we were just saying what an exceptional job you're doing as the head of the recreation department for the town of Barrie. You've worked very closely with the city of Barrie as well, and you're just bringing a whole hell of a lot of good right to our backyard over there at the recreation department. I know that the area by Barrytown School has been kind of your hub, if you will, for a lot of activities. There's the dog park over there. There's all of the tennis courts, the pickleball courts. You've had movie nights. You've had ice cream socials. And now you're shifting gears, and you've got your sights set on something in October.
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
Tell us.
We're looking at doing a fall festival on Saturday, October 14th from noon to 6. And so we have a wonderful board of volunteers, our recreation board. They do a lot of work. They're the ones who brought me on the scene to begin with. And they used to put on this amazing fall festival. And, with the pandemic, kind of shifted a lot of things. And now that I'm here, I've been looking back at what they did, and I'm like, that's what the community needs. We need more stuff like this where we can get some local vendors out there. We can get the community out for an event. We can all be with each other, have a nice day, eat some food, have some fun, celebrate what the occasion is, and just enjoy what we have in each other. So that's really what we're trying to do, is just build on that same success that my board of volunteers was doing for years, and get it back to being an annual thing so the community can go, oh yeah, fall's coming up. Oh, we got Fall Fest. Sweet, let's go,
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, we're really excited. We got, a couple simple things there for the kids. We're going to do gourd bowling, pumpkin painting. It's a costume-friendly event, so if you want to come dressed in your Halloween costume, more than welcome to. And I'm trying to get someone out there in the community. So if anybody's listening that's interested, we really want to try and offer a haunted trail. And if I can't do it this year, I'll push to do it next year. But given where the recreation area is, we just have this awesome potential up over the bike path with the nature loop trail there. And anything that could, just really bring this whole thing together.
Of course.
Just would love to offer it.
And Raylene just scribbled a note and handed it to me that she wants to volunteer to be in the dunk tank this year. So she loves that. She loves that stuff.
He lies so much. It's not funny.
She loves that
but
stuff.
But JD will do it.
Okay, so we need a dunk tank for both of you.
I'm just saying. She loves dunk tanks.
JD will do it, and I'm telling you, people will pay big money to dunk this man.
She also I don't know if you've ever seen Raylene's apple bobbing skills, but they are exceptionally good. I mean, she puts on a swim cap and goggles. I mean, sometimes she does a snorkel. She is so good at bobbing for apples. I've never seen anyone better.
Wow. Well, I have to say, Raylene, I'm someone who really appreciates someone who can love their craft that much, So I would be happy to set that up for you.
If that's Johnny.
That's good.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Of course. No, of course. Really, it's nothing.
I'll put on a swim cap if we can have a drowned JD booth.
Tell me about, is this free to get in? Where's it going to be? What time does it start?
Yes, absolutely. So it's going to be free entrance for the public. It's going to be at our recreation area, the main recreation area behind the Barrytown Middle and Elementary School. And we're going to be running from noon to 6. So in that block from noon to 6, you'll have Our vendors will be out there. We'll have food options available. You'll be able to participate in the pumpkin painting. You'll be able to go over and do some gourd bowling. We're going to have some lawn games set up. And then when it all kind of caps off at 6 p.m., the volunteers and I, we're going to get together and we're going to set up a movie night. So
Oh,
at dusk, everyone can look forward to. And that's the nice thing, too, about having an event where it's noon to 6, you know?
yeah.
You don't have to be there the whole day. You can come, stay for a little bit, have something to eat, go home, take a nap. It's fall, apple cider, whatever you do. Come back and watch the movie later
Yeah.
and cap the whole night off.
And listen, this is October 14th, so don't be wearing a T-shirt either. If you movie night, bring some blankets. I'm sure there's going to be popcorn there, but bring some blankets in a chair, and and maybe even pack a winter coat for yourself or for the kids too.
Mm-hmm.
It might be frost on the pumpkin, Johnny.
Well, we live in the Northeast, so that's just part of it all,
I think it's wonderful that you're doing this. I think it's safe to say here that the best way to be privy to all of this and to watch carefully what's happening is to get on your Facebook page and follow that.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's the Berrytown Recreation Facebook page.
Okay.
Easiest way, once you search it, it'll show our logo there. It's a green logo, nice circle, shows Aquarius disc golf, a couple of the other things we offer. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Yep.
No,
Raylene watches it all the time, constantly. You're posting up some great stuff, buddy. You're doing a great job, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. I actually met some of your listeners at our Trial Hill Playground. We had a very nice conversation.
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very high praise. Very high praise.
Well, listen, when we get our full studio back operational on North Main Street in Barrie, we'll have you in there. We'll sit down and we'll sip some cider, and we'll get you physically with us in the same building. Okay?
Yeah, I'll bring the dunk tank, and we'll hook up the hose and we'll
Perfect.
test it out, make sure it all works.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. What do you prefer? Baseball, softballs, tennis balls? What are we throwing?
I think the softball. I mean, let's stop fooling around here. Let's get it done.
I like that.
All right, Johnny. Thank you so much. Listen, you reach out to us anytime if you need any help promoting anything. We love what you do. We love our community, Barrytown, Barrie City. It doesn't matter. You're kicking ass, buddy.
Barry.
If I could, the last thing I'll leave you with, anyone out there, if you're interested in offering a vendor station, if whether it's you're selling food or you're selling your own crafts, or maybe you're coming from a local farm co-op or something, reach out to me on email. That's jcrosley@berrytown.org. Same thing if you want to volunteer, shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to get you on the list.
All right, hold on one more time. JCROSSLEY.
Yep.
At
berrytown.org.
berrytown.org. All right, we just put that into the comments here. If someone would like to be a vendor on the 14th of October, get in touch with Johnny and get it done. It's going to be great. We'll be there, and again, kudos to you, bud. We're tipping our hat to you. You're doing a great job.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see you there.
Thanks, buddy. He's such a great guy. Isn't he nice? He's just a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. We're lucky.
Yeah, we are very lucky.
We have some really good people.
Yeah, we do.
In the community. Organizing all of this stuff.
I know we do. What else do you have in our community calendar brought to you by the world, by the way?
There's a whole lot. So what I did, because there's so much going on, I'm sure that you haven't seen it yet, but I did a what's going on. And then so I started it. So special events ahead is what it says. So
you're right. There is so much.
In the what's going on are all the links of the things I found so far this morning. But just since I put the word out and I started looking, so many other things have come through my texts. So I will be adding to that list. One of the things that is going on that I hope has a huge, well, not one of the things, I shouldn't say it like that, several of the things. But I hope there's a huge turnout for the ladies' ride. It's their 10th and final year. So I'm hoping that it is the best year that they have ever had.
They'll be on with us on the 15th here. Quick programming note.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also on the 15th is an event that matters. That is all suicide awareness and fundraiser.
At the Elks.
And then a really special fundraiser that is going on September 9th at the VFW Post 790 is the Memorial Scholarship fundraiser. And the Memorial Scholarship is for Tom Garibaldi, who was one of the most amazing guys I have ever met. And yeah, huge loss right there to the community. And I would just really love to see a big turnout, and this would have been really special to him. So again, that is September 9th, and that is at the VFW Post 790. Tickets are $50, and that includes 2 meals. And the buffet starts at noon. So yeah, sign up for that, and I hope they have a really big turnout for that. Yeah, you gonna make it?
I am.
All right. But there are, as I said, there are several events on the list right now in the what's going on, and I'll keep adding to that.
That alone is a full-time job, because there is a boatload of stuff happening around Central Vermont. Just Central
That
Vermont.
there is. That there is. And
even-
Labor Day weekend, we know that Northfield is where it's at. When it
Northfield.
comes to Labor Day weekend,
Oh.
Northfield's where it's at.
The parade is Monday, by the way, in Northfield. Monday morning. I think 10 o'clock, I
Yeah.
think.
Yep.
You know, if you want a good seat for that one, you ought to get there at like 3 in the morning. Set up a tent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put some traffic cones down and some
But a lot going on down
Caution
there.
tape.
It's pretty awesome.
Northfield's
actually.
crazy, man.
Northfield is where it's at for Labor Day weekend. And then it could just, a couple of announcements. We know that Nelson's is going to take Sunday and Monday. They are closed Sunday and Monday. So we want to make sure to mention that. So get whatever you need for grilling today and tomorrow, because Sunday and Monday, you're going to be out of luck. And we know that, a lot of grills are going to be fired up. It's like the last hurrah of the year, especially for campers, a lot of people camping. So get what you need today and tomorrow, because that team needs a much needed labor break,
Hell,
and they are
yes.
taking it Sunday and Monday. So good to hear that. We've been we know that the Stephen Tracy Memorial calendar is up, and the calendar is like an auction calendar. There's different items every day on the calendar, or I don't know that it's every day. There different items throughout the calendar each week on different days that you can bid on, and it all goes to the Stephen Tracy Memorial Fund.
Yeah.
And we know that that Stephen, we lost him to suicide.
Yep.
A few years ago, as a very young man.
Yeah, little Williamstown boy.
And
Yeah.
that really just, that one throws me through for a loop every time. And we try to always give Brandy as much support as we possibly can, her and her family and her the organization that she has set up in her son's memory. And
can I say this? I just don't. believe really in bumper stickers. I don't put them on my car. I just don't. I'm just one of these. I'm an anti-bumper sticker guy. I got the Stephen Tracy bumper sticker on my car.
Yeah.
So,
good
anyway.
organization. So keep your eyes open for that calendar. They do a lot. Brandy does a lot to organize for not only the scholarship fund, but for awareness altogether throughout the state of Vermont, the different walks, the foundations as a whole. And we try to do all we can to give her as much support as we can.
We love her. Always.
I'm sure we'll be talking to her soon.
I want to ask you. I want to throw some love at some of our sponsors, but I want to ask you, what's happening over at Preston's Kia? Are they?
Well, that's pretty interesting. I actually had a really good conversation this morning with Nicole. So they do have some stuff going on, and we're going to be making some big holiday announcements for them. As always, I mean, Preston's is a dealership that is very much community oriented. They are very much involved when there's a benefit, when there's anything happening. Preston's contributes. The back to school, the food drives, you name it, they contribute. We know that they'll be doing Halloween soon, which is always a huge
deal,
fantastic event.
Yes, it is.
That I love to be a part of. I love to go down there and see all the littles and give candy from the trunks. We know that that's going on. We know that they're going to do something for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Always.
And I can't even believe I'm saying those two words.
It's okay to say them.
Yet.
It's all right.
But anyway, a lot of stuff going on in the next 3-4 months at Preston's.
And I'll say this. If you're going to be out and about this weekend, first of all, slow down, drive carefully. But look around for the Williams Ravies signs that are on lawns of homes that are being sold. I passed one the other day, which actually put the foot on the brake and slowed down and was looking at this just beautiful house in Montpelier. So William Ravies is...
Well, don't do that again because I'm out of bail money. Okay?
All right. William Ravies is just, we love them over there. I tried to connect with Michelle the other day. Michelle Hebert, she's extremely busy, but we're hoping to sneak her on the air here. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Depends on how you look at it, and depends on, as she says, your life and where you are now and what's going on in your life. But William Ravies, we love him. Also, Fecto Homes, and I was taking a gander through Beckley Hill Meadows. I don't know when it was, last week, the week before.
Oh, yes, that's when I needed bail.
So beautiful up there, Raylene. Isn't it beautiful up there?
It is.
I mean, it's just, and they've got lots available. They have single family lots. They have duplex lots. And a lot of them are being snatched up, but and they'll give you the map. They'll show you what's been sold already or what's under contract. But, man, Fecto Homes is just, they scored when they got Beckley Hill Meadows. It is a stellar.
But the next time you're up there, I mean, I realize that the only windows that you can see through are the basement windows.
Yeah.
But just know that when you're crawling around on your belly looking through windows like that, that the rest of the people in the neighborhood get a little bit frightened and they call the police because they think that you're some criminal.
I've stumbled around. I've stumbled around you know what? I have pulled into a few driveways that I didn't know the homes were occupied by someone. I thought they were, available for sale, and
because there was a sign outdoors, or you just thought that they looked.
It was a Fecto sign that was out front.
Mm-hmm.
It was one home, and this lady was like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I'm just foaming at the mouth over your house and how beautiful it is and the view and everything." And But it was a nice conversation.
Well, thankfully.
It ended with not a call to
Stop
the police.
peeking in basement windows.
Okay. What else? What else do we have?
I'm not really sure. Well, I'm not sure that we could possibly have anything else. I mean, good Lord. How much more do you want?
I'm going over to Vermont Quick Lube today. I want to give them a warning. I'm coming over for an oil change. Doing that. I'm over.
I'm going to call Craig and ask him if he can do lobotomies too.
Yeah, they might be able to do something.
All right.
Like that. We don't know.
You need a tune-up.
Yeah, I do.
JD needs a tune-up.
Just paid the car off.
Yeah.
Just
But
paid it off.
it's going to be sunny. It's going to be beautiful. We've been waiting for this all summer long.
Yeah.
And I think the last day of summer was yesterday, but screw it. Get out there and do it today. Do it this weekend.
Right.
Go to the corn maze. Go to a movie. Go to a parade. Go to a barbecue.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the sunshine.
And listen, one of the headlines in Vermont is this man from Eden, this 80-year-old guy from Eden has sadly just passed away from injuries sustained in a car crash earlier this month, which stemmed from a police chase. And they've got this 28-year-old guy from Springfield, Massachusetts, was charged, Pedro Guadalupe.
Yeah.
This is me biting my tongue. This is Raylene biting her tongue. We'll say this. Just slow down this weekend. Don't drink and drive. Don't be an asshole and take someone else's life into your own hands. And certainly don't. I mean, it's not just drinking and driving. Don't.
Drug driving, cell phones. Just
Yeah.
slow down, pay attention, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
Be safe.
Come on, man. It's like just get from point A to point B and just be safe. And Labor Day weekend is, I don't know, it's like the 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend. I mean, you get some of these holidays and people just get out and just, act like asshats. And that's fine if you want to act like an asshat. Just don't drive. Stay put. Stay where you are. That's my point. What else do we have going on, Raylene? Is that it? Is that everything?
I don't know. I think so. I pretty much think that we've covered just about everything. Like I said, I'll be adding to the list. And we always welcome anybody to say, hey, this is happening in our area or that's happening in it. Because I don't, I do miss things.
And if
I'm human.
Right.
It's hard to get everything.
And if you like something that you see or something that you hear, maybe right now, give us a reaction. Give us a click like or a heart or drop a comment. Put a comment on there. We don't care what the comment it is. It could be, JD, you look like shit. I don't care. Just post some comment. Let us know that you're watching, you're listening. Give us a thumbs up. Like Heather saying that Wilkins is going to bring a dunk tank for Raylene at the October 14th Fall Festival at the Berrytown Recreation. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking for. We love that stuff.
We love it.
We do.
Yeah.
Was it awesome to have the one and only Mark Shelton on the air yesterday, or what?
It was. You guys did a fantastic job. I really enjoyed listening, and I was sorry that I couldn't be here.
And September 9th, he's going to be at the Barton Fair with the band at 3 p.m.
And then he's going to be doing something at the church, correct?
Yes, on
Soon?
the 15th of September. That's a Friday night. and at the Heading United Methodist Church, and there's no tickets for that. I thought that there were some tickets for that, but they're free. The 15th, I think he goes on at like 7 o'clock at night. That's going to be a great show in the heart of the Granite City at the Heading United Methodist Church. And then on Sunday, he's going to be in Bethlehem, New Hampshire. So that's going to be a great show, too. Anyway, and that's from 6 until 8 on Sunday in Bethlehem, New Hampshire. Mark Shelton. God, there was something else I was going to ask you about, Raylene. I can't remember. But listen, we're all in one place now at airedoutVT.com. So check it out. And thank you so much for joining us on Facebook and just having fun with us this morning.
Have an amazing weekend. Love y'all.
We call it Shits and Giggles. You can call it
Giggles and shit.
You can call it whatever the hell you want to call it. It doesn't matter to me. We just we appreciate your eyes and your ears, and when we say eyes, I mean it's pretty cool that we have cameras. I mean, not every day, Raylene, you get to see something like this.